the guy we fucking met at the game is definitely going to listen to the podcast. So don't put too hard on him.
Really?
Yeah, he's all about it. He's like, I fucking love Barstool, but those guys fucking jump the shark. Portner's a douche. I'll definitely check out your show.
And we're live.
We're live.
All right, you guys ready to do this?
Ready?
Cutter, you ready? Prano, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, we're all good to go. Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I'm Andy Ruther, coming to you live from the Smut Studio in Venice Beach, California, with my co-host, Joey No Chill Prano.
Hello, Andy.
I had to reach over, man. It's always weird when we have someone in the middle.
Yeah, what do I do here? Move forward or backwards?
You're great. You're blocking me from Andy. It's perfect.
Yeah.
His weird Nazi scalp.
Man,
Whoa.
your barber got greedy, man.
Yes.
Coming out the gate hot.
You look like Michael Rappaport in fucking
Higher learning?
Higher Learning.
Well, the guest to my left and to your right, my good buddy, coming back on the show.
Our good buddy. God, what? Just get
Oh.
marginalized over here.
Chad Cutter.
I can't be friends with Chad.
My buddy Chad Cutter.
Hello, Dirtballs. Glad to be back.
This is your first time on camera?
Yeah, I think so. And I think this is my first time with Joey also, because usually it's just me and you back in Cincy.
Are you
It's
little
exciting.
You a little nervous?
Yeah, I think I'm in good hands here. It's a little weird being here in the middle, like between you two. I'm worried of do I have to go skiing at some point?
Cutter has
Get a
made
solid double hand job joke out of the way.
Cutter has
Getting his
made
sea legs.
Cutter has made easily, Prano, 5 skiing jokes since yesterday about being in the middle between us.
Well, I didn't have to go with any clumsy pelican jokes, so that's a good thing.
What's the clumsy pelican?
It's when you're in the mid, or when someone's in the middle, and on both sides, 2 hands and 1 hand, or the mouth in the middle. So the whole thing kind of looks like a clumsy pelican. I'll try to do it on camera. Oddly enough, I did see this performed once on a bus to the Keeneland horse racetrack in Lexington, Kentucky.
Wait,
You watched a girl give 2 hand jobs and blow a dude?
Yeah, it was on a school bus seat, if you can imagine that.
I can't even.
It was quite clumsy, so it kind of worked out well.
Wow, we're coming out hot tonight, bro. These Sunday night podcasts.
I mean, Ruther, you just moving on through that. You're just like, all right, well, I guess that's that story.
So on the way, how far is Keeneland? Because, okay, just so everybody knows, from Cincinnati, that's like a big thing, right? People go to Keeneland, the horse track.
Yes, it's only open in, I believe, April and October. So
and people just get smashed.
Oh, it's a festival of blackout drunkenness.
So you're on this bus, like a school bus, and a girl is just going to town on 3 dudes.
Yeah, we called her the CSL girl, the Cincinnati Sports League girl, because she played like softball, kickball, in all the leagues at once. So like she got around. So she went from being the CSL girl to the clumsy pelican.
Man, racetracks really bring out the grimy folks.
All around. You see
Always.
it from all angles.
I worked at a racetrack for a while, and I used to be up in the crow's nest shooting the races on camera.
Oh, really? Which one?
Yonkers Raceway, the
Okay.
fine harness track in Yonkers. And my favorite thing to do is in between races, when we were just showing the odds, I would point the camera down at the apron where like all of the fucking degenerates are hanging out, and then I would like use my mic to go down to the control room and just riff on the degenerates, like start zooming in on a family, like look at this guy ruining his fucking son's life, taking him to a racetrack, spending his fucking school book money.
That's like a little nugget I never knew about you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I worked in the broadcast department there, and you're supposed to like there's like a couple of different jobs. You can be like the graphics guy, or you can like direct the whole show, or you do the sound. But I always tried to get put on just up in the booth by myself, and I would shoot the races, and there was a TV in there, and you would put the TV on so you could see what you're shooting, so you could see your live shot. But in between races, there's like 20 minutes between races. I would just put on like the Knicks game, and I would just sit up there. And it's a lot of times it would be super cold in the winter, so there's a big like garage door that you'd pull down so that in between races you didn't freeze. And then I just watch Knicks basketball, and then for 10 minutes I'd shoot a fucking horse race.
Not a bad
One
gig.
time I followed so the first time I ever shot it, I followed the horses all the way around. You're supposed to follow the horses twice. They do 2 loops. And then when you come to the finish line, you stop at the finish line. So you don't follow the horse leader anymore, so they can see everybody. And I was like following the horses, and then I follow the leader as he goes by. And I mean, the degenerates who didn't know who finished like 5th and 6th for their super duper fecta. Like I heard guys underneath me in the thing like, what the fuck is happening? Like just guys who bet $2 on the first 6 finishing.
Well, then I got a question for you, Joe. What is better people watching, at a horse track or on Venice Boardwalk?
I mean, there's probably Venice Boardwalk. There's such a wide range of people. Yeah. But at a horse track, you're definitely like, it's like only the homeless people of the Venice Beach Boardwalk. It's like only the trash.
We saw a bum fight today. That was the greatest thing ever for me. Like one of the guys was swinging a skateboard and then just chucked it at him. And Ruther was all upset. He wants to return the bikes. I'm like, I think I pulled a Jay Cutler on you. Don't care.
Well, I was like, well, you're almost, I have my own bike. I said, look, dude, your thing's going to be up in 2 hours. You don't want to be 5 minutes over, and they're going to charge you an extra $10.
Yeah.
So I was saying, and the thing is, we're so used to it. You know, it was in like the grassy knoll area, and he sees these bums going at it, and he just stops his bike.
And the transportation weapon is always the thing, like the skateboard, somebody throwing a bike at you, or a
yeah.
scooter.
It was so these bums start fighting, and everybody on the bike path is stopping. But again, Brandon, you and I are so used to bums fighting.
I mean, out my window, there's 2 chicks that are both like definitely fucking mental, and they get into a fight all the time. And every time it's the same fight. One girl accuses the other girl of stealing her bike or her phone. And I don't know if I've told this story on the show before, but the greatest thing that I've ever seen is one girl goes, "You have my fucking phone." And she's like, "I don't have your phone." She's like, "Yeah, you do. You took it." She's like, "I don't have your fucking phone." So the one girl goes, "It's in your fucking jacket, you bitch." And she takes off her jacket and she's like, "Check my jacket, you dumb bitch." So she fucking shakes out the jacket. She's like, "It's in your fucking shirt." And the girl like literally takes off her shirt and is in a bra and throws her fucking shirt on. She's like, "Check it, I don't have your fucking phone, you dumb slut." And then she's like, "It's in your fucking pants, you whore." She fucking takes her pants off and she's standing there in a bra and panties and throws it. And the girl's like, "I fucking told you I didn't have it." I'm like, well, I guess that's it for this fight. And the girl literally goes, "It's in your fucking pussy." And the girl pulls her underwear down and fucking bends over and touches her toes.
Do you think that was the end game? Like,
I don't know. And then she's like, "All right, I guess you don't fucking have it." And then they just fucking walked away.
Was she hot?
No. They're
obviously homeless.
I mean, but they're both like relatively normal looking chicks that like are so far gone. Like they probably would be like cute enough if they were cleaned up.
My question is, when you hear their incoherent rambling at each other and yelling when they're just like, do you think they understand each other at that level? Like they almost have their own form of communication?
Yeah, for sure.
Because to me, I can't disseminate what they're saying at all. And I'm like, I wonder if they understand each other.
Eventually, like I'll try to ignore it. You're like, "Oh, it's 2 people arguing. It's going to stop." And then a lot of times it's incoherent. And then it goes on so long that you drop in. You're like, "Oh, now I totally know what's happening." Like I'm 10 minutes into this conversation.
Well, guys, look, you know me. I love some banter about homeless people in Venice. I could do that for days. But we got a lot going on in the sports world. So let's get to it. World Series just ended. Sox in 5. Pretty dominating series. They looked amazing. Joe, look, this is all yours. Dave Roberts bumbling his way through another World Series with an extremely deep and talented roster. Have at it.
I mean, what's left to say? I've said it all the way up to this point, and I've said it over and over and over again just because people refuse to accept it and are like, "No, he's fucking great." I put my @ name and Roberts into Twitter and searched. I've been saying this since his first season, 2016. And I was thinking about it too. I'm like, I tried to like trace this back in my head to where this came from. I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to Dave Roberts on the day-to-day basis in 2016, but I remember standing out like in some national games. I was like, oh, this guy's fucking doesn't know what he's doing. And then in the postseason that year, I remember him being like, oh, this guy like legit doesn't know what he's doing. And then I said, oh, it's just year one. Like maybe he'll figure it out. And it's just gotten worse and worse and worse. And it's just an overmanaging disaster. And at this point, I mean, when Schiavelli's texting me, fire Roberts, first of all, like I said, we're going to need a bigger L chain. But also, like if Schiavelli's crossed over, no one else like there's no one left, right?
She fired.
Yeah. Like if Shaboring is no longer, if Shaboring's not on the Dave Roberts, I mean, he actually said to me at one point, he's like, I'm kind of rooting for Roberts because I like the Roberts family. I'm like, Jesus, like how deep does your love of Dave Roberts go? But if he's come across the aisle, who's left?
Well, I guess I should pose this question. If you had a different manager for this Dodgers team, how differently do things play out? And I guess it depends on the manager, of course.
Sure.
But
I mean, think about the difference between just this series. They lost 3-1. One game
4-1.
At any 4-1. But I'm saying going tonight it was 3-1,
oh,
right?
Okay.
So at any point, one game difference is the difference between losing and being in a tie series.
Sure.
Even they win tonight, it's 3-2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's everything. I mean, you're basically, if he was one game better, it's a completely different series.
Now, do you put any of this on the higher ups, like the GM? I mean, it seems to me, yeah, it is a lot of it's Robert's fault, but maybe he's kind of the lightning rod and the scapegoat because they gave him a lot of pieces, obviously.
Sure.
And I feel like they have a lot more control over the lineup card on a day-to-day basis than we might think. But basically, my question to you would be, do you think maybe they're kind of using him as a pawn in case they do lose?
That's fine. Okay, if that's the blame, that's fine. But then that's like almost still on Dave Roberts, right? Like you're going to take a managerial job where you're not gonna say I'm making the lineup every day.
Well, that's just saying we don't know how much control they have over him. Listen, I'm not defending Dave Roberts by any stretch of the imagination, but I think this is kind of the new trend in baseball is to have less control for the managers, more control for the nerds and the general management. It's almost like they're just out to blame him and like they can get away with it.
Sure, but I can't imagine that the nerds are calling down to the dugout and saying like it's time to take Rich Hill out. Like at some point, I said again, I searched my name. It goes all the way back to just like bullpen mismanagement. Like, what the fuck was he doing? Taking Baez out, taking Hill out, taking like just the bullpen mismanagement alone.
Well, let's talk about tonight because to me, the difference of managerial style could not have been more evident. You had someone like David Price, and David Price was pitching a great game, but in my opinion, I even said to Cutter, I go, holy shit. It kind of hit me. I go, David Price is still in the eighth. Because to me, if Dave Roberts is his manager, I don't think he sees those first pitches of the eighth. Now did he walk about or give up a hit? So then he got pulled. But do you see my point is?
I mean, Rich Hill yesterday had one earned run, but he didn't even give up the hit. Like he got charged a run for the guy that was on base. That was the comeback game. They blew that whole game open the second Rich Hill.
But that's my point.
Got off the mound.
That it's having this short leash in a way of you're just so ready to pull somebody.
But that's the problem with Roberts all along. He's not even consistent with his own stupidity. He's got a short leash with some guys, a long leash with other guys. One of the first tweets I had ever about him was that he let Kershaw pitch into the, bat for himself in the seventh and then pulled him in the eighth. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Just be consistent. Oh, you're the guy that goes to the bullpen early every day? Fine.
Yeah.
Be that guy. But it's like, oh, then he lets Kershaw pitch too long. And then, he just doesn't. The bottom line is he doesn't know what he's doing. And if there's the analytics and whatever, have a balance. Have a balance of analytics and a gut. and just being like, I was in the locker room. How many stories have we heard from coaches, managers over the years? Like, I just felt like it was his day.
Yeah.
I saw the look in his eyes.
Sure.
I knew
You had a sixth sense.
Yeah.
Well, look, I agree. Obviously, we have a lot to talk about. I do want to go back to Game 4, the 18-inning, the longest game in World Series history. We got to bring it up, man. I'm looking at the camera for this one. Dodgers fans, I don't know. Look, actually, I've already prefaced it on Twitter. Here's what I'm going to say. Dodgers fans left that game a lot. I'd say like 20 to 25% left that game at around 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time.
I got to say.
Inexcusable. But hold on, real quick. I do have a theory, though, behind that. I'm going to stick up for my Mexican friends because I think that.
I mean, your theory is not based on anything.
I have zero proof. This is my theory. I took a screenshot, put it on Twitter. Lots of empty seats, right? Lots of empty seats in the 14th inning, which again was only. It was about 6 hours into the game, but it was only 11 o'clock out here in LA. I think that's all the rich white people who bought the expensive World Series seats, who aren't the diehard Dodgers fans. They're the ones who left. That's my theory. There's no physical evidence to base that off of. That's just my Andy Ruther hot take. Regardless, it's disgusting. It's despicable.
You could certainly look, you could take a screenshot and look at the upper deck and the bleachers versus the lower bowl.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Well, that's my point that I wanted to add too. We saw today, it was a lot of Red Sox fans.
I think that was more
offensive
than them leaving an 18-inning game early. Game 5 of the World Series, you let the Red Sox take over your stadium?
What percentage? We were trying to debate this, me and Cutter watching the game. I said I bet you 25% of the fans.
I think it's more.
I thought 35.
I would say 35.
Yeah, me too.
I would say at least a third. When he hit that home run, early in the game, when Pierce hit that home run, you heard a roar.
That's what I was saying.
You heard a roar. I mean, how much of a roar? Like Dodger Stadium holds what, 55,000?
Yeah, 56,000.
Like you're not like you're talking about a roar of what? 15,000 people?
Yeah, and then when David Price left, he got a standing ovation.
And I got to say, to me, that's shameful because I don't care that it's 5-1. I don't care that they lost, in 5 games. I went to Game 5 in 2015 knowing the Mets were likely going to lose, knowing that I was probably going to watch the Kansas City Royals celebrate on our field. I went knowing that because I said, but what if they don't? The idea that Dodger fans are like, fuck it, or it's over.
But that's the difference, going back to what Andy was saying about, the rich people. They're used to that level of entertainment. If any of the three of us got to go to a World Series game, we're saying the whole thing because that's, it's great. We're at the World Series, but when you outprice something like that, that's the result you get.
But even the rich people, like, you would think that the rich people are like, oh, I don't need to fucking sell my ticket on a secondary market for Game 5.
That's a good point
to make money back on my season tickets. I don't think that was like a financial decision as much as it's over. I don't want to fucking go to, like, we've already lost this World Series.
Well,
which to me, like, I know it's not really punishable, but like being like, if there was a sports czar, it should be punishable. Like, if you give away your World Series tickets to the opposing team, you sell your tickets on SeatGeek to the opposing team, dude, you don't get tickets next year.
Some fan bases are doing that. I think I read something about the Denver Broncos trying to curtail that by being able to call out visiting teams' opponents in season ticket holders' places, and I love that concept.
We looked at tickets last night, Cutter and I, of course, on SeatGeek for Game 5. And we actually made a mistake. We should have pulled the trigger. At about midnight last night on SeatGeek, you could get decent level seats for Game 5. 2 tickets for like combined $450. That's cheap. World Series, Game 5. And we should have pulled the trigger. We both said in our heads, if this is around $500 total when we wake up, we're going to buy the tickets because, it'd be fun to go to a World Series game. And clearly all those tickets were bought up by Red Sox fans. It's pathetic.
Yeah, it is.
Let me just put it this way to any Dodgers fans out there. I'm not trying to go at Dodgers fans. I don't really care. I go to a lot of Dodgers games, as you guys know, every year. I love Chavez Ravine. I love the stadium. I love the atmosphere. But that is a bad, bad look. In general, today, between the Dodgers game being all Red Sox fans and the Rams game being all, Packers fans, which I basically knew was going to happen, it's just not a good look for LA. However,
And also, by the way, the prices you're talking about are ridiculously reasonable World Series tickets.
yeah,
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's like that. There's no excuse.
there's no excuse.
It's just. I mean, look.
Especially,
It's not even a Dodger fan thing. It's an LA thing.
Yeah.
It always has been. Fans here are garbage.
They are. But the good news is, if you want to be a fair weather fan at a Rams game or a Laker game or a FC LA, whatever they're called, or LA Galaxy, Dodgers fans, or not Dodgers fans, I mean LA fans, you can hop on SeatGeek. Isn't that right,
or
Brano?
or if you're a fan of the visiting team, you probably get great cheap seats on SeatGeek because Dodgers and Rams and Kings fans ain't going.
Yeah. I was on SeatGeek last night. I'm actually looking ahead for Rams games. I think I'm going to go to both Seattle and Eagles games. Those are the next 2 Rams home games. I think I'm going to go to both. And I'm going to get those tickets on SeatGeek because Dirtballs, as you know, all you guys get $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase. Just download the SeatGeek app and enter promo code DIRTY today. That's promo code DIRTY for $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase. SeatGeek, life's an event. We have the tickets.
Before we move on from the World Series, I do want to say we got to give a little bit of credit to the Red Sox
I was just going to say that.
Well.
We got to talk Red Sox.
Best record in the history of the Red Sox.
Best team ever.
Yeah.
Can we say that?
This is the best team that's ever in baseball history
for the Boston Red Sox.
Sure.
We can say this is the best team that they've ever had as an organization.
I mean, Rutherisms would say that a different team had swept the World Series, but I would say that the team in their history that had the best record and was a champion.
Yes.
Yeah, best regular season record. I mean, and they were saying it, and the Red Sox were saying it. So, the owner was saying it.
Yes.
So I'm comfortable saying it.
Okay.
Did you guys see their World Series record since the 2004 series? I think they're overall 12-3 with 4 titles, and I think they swept 2 of them and did that. That's pretty damn impressive.
Yeah. I tweeted on Dirty Slides, and this is a serious question, when do the Red Sox pass the Yankees in World Series? Before or after Jeter dies? It's 27-9 now.
Well, Jeter doesn't have Jose Fernandez's old boat down there in Miami, does he?
Let's hope not. Yeah.
Too soon, Cutter. Too soon. Here's the thing. Well, first of all, I hate those 27 rings.
Agreed.
I mean, how many of the Yankees' 27 rings happened before people of color could play in baseball?
Or color television, for that matter.
I mean, you know my theory on that. I think all these baseball records, until baseball was integrated, it's bullshit. Any sport that didn't allow a certain group of people to play, those records are a fucking sham. I don't think they do not. Are you being serious?
I am.
The Red Sox will not surpass 27 rings until Derek Jeter dies.
I mean, Derek Jeter's probably got 40 more years of life left
until all them fucking STDs catch up, fam.
I mean, that's yeah, but seriously, first of all, he's mega wealthy, right? He's a former athlete.
Yeah,
he probably lives till he's 85.
Yeah,
he's got at least 40 years left. So I mean, pacing. They just got to outpace them at 2 a decade.
Yeah. I don't think it'll happen, though. I don't think it'll happen at all. Comment section's on fire tonight, by the way. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. Comment section's on fire. I see all the jokes about my hair, about my forehead. Cool. I see some jokes about... Guys, we have a rundown. FYI, all you critics in there, if you see us looking up, we're looking at... There's a rundown because...
Why? Somebody say... Why do they keep looking up?
Yeah, there's just critics. Everyone's a critic out there.
Are there any jokes in there about American History X about your hair?
Oh yes, there were.
Okay, thanks guys. I've been doing that all weekend.
There were some definite American History X jokes. By the way, before we move on to some other topics, I did have a confrontation today in Santa Monica.
You've totally embraced the neo-Nazi culture.
No, Cutter and I pulled along the side right past. We're just north of the Santa Monica Pier.
You ended up curbing somebody?
And a group of cyclists, like a gang of them, you know how they are, like 10 of them, all wearing the same outfits, She goes, "Hey, get out of the way!" to me and Cutter. You're blocking our.
Where were you?
They're basically getting off the bike path to go on another one, but it's not like we weren't in the middle of the bike path.
Yeah,
Does
we're
that make
definitely
sense?
out of the way, like moved out of the way, like talking.
Because I told Cutter, make sure you're out of the way. We're both looking at our phones on stuff. And she goes, "Hey, get out of the way." And they're all like, "Hey, you're out of the way." And then my comment back, which I really didn't think was mean, I go, "Oh, no, it's the end of the world. You have to move around us." That's all I said. And then the girl goes, "Fuck off."
No, they went in a line because they're like a racing team or whatever going past us.
Racing team. I love it. Nothing bothers me more than seeing the cyclists who have like a fucking sponsored jersey on. Like,
yes.
They were
they were
drafting.
Is not fucking paying you.
So I go, "Oh, no, it's the end of the world." And then the other girl goes, "Fuck off." And then I go, "You fuck off." And then some cheddar dick, like 3 rows in back
You
of
gotta go
him.
to a sound bath, bro.
Some cheddar dick in back of him goes, "What'd you?" He was a white guy who said it too, which made it so funny. He goes, "What'd you say, homie?" And I told Cutter, I go, "Let him stop." Like, I would love 10 bikers to try to fucking fight me right there.
Biker gang.
Like, what are you gonna do? Like, you're not gonna do anything. You're literally locked into your fucking bike. You probably can't even get off, you fucking losers. There is nothing I hate worse. Let me just say this. There is nothing.
You can't even get off. You guys can't come. You fucking
there is
cycle
nothing
so
worse. Let me ask you this. Is there anything worse than, like, bicyclist gang? Like, CrossFit people don't even compare. Any other sort of person who's into, like, physical stuff, people who ride bikes and wear Lance Armstrong outfits, fucking
I don't know.
kill
One
yourself.
time I was on the bike path and some CrossFit guy was rolling a tire by, and that was a little aggressive. But
Do you know what you should have done is you should have challenged these cyclists to a cycling supremacy battle. The loser can never ride their bikes again on the beach boardwalk there.
Bunch of fucking cucks is what they were. It was a fucking gang of cucks.
By the way, I like that you've gone with the shaved head and you've got your flag and anthem. They're sort of like booties, like you've gone full American History X here.
I in a way thought that when I put these on. By the way, this is a great flag and anthem outfit. You don't want to be. I don't want to be saying that. I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
but come on.
No, they're great. When you had hair, they were completely normal. If you have hair out there, definitely get these shoes at flagandanthem.com.
Unbelievable. Well, we did have some good entertainment last night. We all went to the Navy Notre Dame game down at, I want to say Qualcomm. It's the SDCC Stadium.
CCU.
Yeah, SDCCU. I tagged it Qualcomm on Instagram because fuck you. I don't know what it is.
And it was easy to remember because that was the only sponsor on the entirety of the stadium. That was the only sign that was up anywhere.
SDCCU and Toyota.
We got to discuss Qualcomm. Let's just keep calling it Qualcomm. Qualcomm Stadium.
Sure. Let's call it fucking Jack Murphy.
So
let's call it the Murph.
The Murph. We get down there. Let's just start from the top. We enter the stadium. The joke I've always made at every pro stadium or fucking arena is they always have too many people working parking. It's always the joke. This stadium was one of the very few. They didn't have enough, right, Prano?
I mean, like I think they had enough. They didn't. I'm not sure more poorly qualified people would have helped the situation. They definitely had some stupid people. Some lady let us just go down a fucking road. She was like, "You need a pass," like as we passed by. Yeah. Like she was like somebody in a horror movie. I was like, "Don't go in there. You need a pass." And then we're like fucking had to turn around and go back out.
So it's just a zoo to park.
I got to say, I know you've been very critical of the Chargers. I know you have some statistics about the Chargers and their money and all that. But like to defend the Chargers a little bit and Spanos, who I know is pretty indefensible, it's a goddamn nightmare. Like he wanted to not play there anymore. And I got to say, yeah, I agree.
Well, here, I agree.
It's a fucking dump.
I agree.
It's run horribly. They have 1970s fucking TV screens.
Can we talk about the graphics?
I mean, it's a joke. It's still square TV. It's square Jumbotron.
Yellow lights.
Like it's an old school fucking scoreboard.
Dude, I went and I looked it up when I got home. I couldn't resist. I went on Wikipedia. I looked it up. Their scoreboard system has not been updated since 1996. So even when they couldn't get a new stadium, but you want to talk about Spanos, bro, you're an NFL owner. Put $10 million of your own money to get a new scoreboard.
Okay, but the argument with that is like,
do it.
Yeah, but
fucking do it.
Yeah, but
No other owners are doing that though.
So,
but yeah, it's the equivalent of saying like change like get a new toilet in here for yourself. Like you have a landlord, and no one else is replacing their fucking toilet. Why would you buy a new toilet for yourself? Literally, no stadium is anybody doing that. So, of course, he's going to go somewhere else.
Well, here's what I've seen. The only thing I can think of to compare it with is the Cleveland Browns in the 90s when they had that stadium and they wouldn't do one thing to clean it up.
what was that, Municipal Stadium?
Yeah, and just both sides dug in their heels so far. We're like, okay, we clearly can't play in this obsolete stadium, but we can't build you another one. And both sides, one wants the new stadium, the other one won't do it. The county won't do anything to upgrade it. Once you get to that point of impasse is when you get the situation of the Browns leaving and the Chargers leaving.
Well, dude, it was a disaster. I mean, Prano, you hit it on the spot when you said, I feel like I went in a time machine.
Yeah.
Like we went in a time machine back to 1996. The announcer wouldn't even say the down and distance. Now, it was technically a Navy home game. He'd go, 3rd down.
I mean, I think that was a Navy thing.
4th down.
It wasn't, he was saying that, and then there was a horn that blew that was apparently supposed to get you hyped up for the defense. I don't think that was some sort of, I don't think they didn't have enough money for him to do the down and distance. You know what I mean?
So we discussed they had open spots in their stadium for advertisers.
The 75% of the sponsorship areas were blank,
But
they also don't play anything there. They play San Diego State home games and fucking one Navy game a year.
When was the last year of the Philadelphia Veterans Stadium? Because that's what it reminded me of most.
Yeah, that's like probably early 2000, like late 90s, early 2000.
Because it was that stadium from that area.
Well, the thing is, they had a lot of open advertisements. So Prano and I started discussing, what if we advertise dirty sports at like a minor league ballpark?
I did a little research on that today.
So did I.
It's out of our price range.
Really?
Yeah, like a outfield wall is like $20,000 for the year
at a minor league ballpark.
Yeah,
is that pretty standard? Because I imagine it's pretty different. Like all kinds of cities have single
$20,000 to advertise.
Basically, you would think absolutely that, but now there's just in the last couple of years, there's a thing that minor league baseball is doing. MILB is doing where you can essentially buy sponsorship at all the stadiums. You know what I mean? So if you're a company, if you're a Budweiser, you could say, hey, we want an outfield wall, and you could buy it across minor league baseball. So they've sort of done this thing where they brought all the teams together, and now you're purchasing it through like minor league baseball. I didn't find price quotes for like on a team by team basis. And then there was also one, I think I saw the Greensboro Bats prices, and they were also pretty ridiculous. Like a concourse sign for the year is $5,000. It's like if you're walking on the concourse.
Some bullshit.
Does any of that money go to those players who don't make minimum wage down there?
I'm sure that they don't.
Yeah.
So you're saying we can't put dirty sports on an outfield wall?
I also know we have some dirt balls that work at minor league, work for minor league teams. So maybe we can get,
a discount,
a dirt ball discount.
I like my idea of just having like a dirty sports day at a minor league park where every person in attendance gets a dirty sports koozie. Everybody who walks in the stadium gets a dirty sports koozie.
I mean, you could do that on your own.
Right?
You don't even need the ball club to approve.
Yeah.
Just start fucking handing out koozies.
You don't think they care?
I don't think anyone would really question it.
Yeah.
People put flyers on cars. But back to the game we went to, aside from the stadium being obsolete, I had a great time. It was a fun game watching Notre Dame roll. I really liked the pageantry of, a Navy football game. They had a flyover. They had people jumping into the stadium on parachutes. That was kind of cool to see.
We got to talk about that. Navy fucking SEALs. Navy SEALs. 4 of them. Or was it 6?
I think it was at least 4.
There was a set of 2.
Together. 2 of them came as like Ace and Gary.
Yeah, they were all pretzeled together until like the last moment there.
Navy SEALs during halftime. Bro, this is at night, guys. I've never seen anything like this. Navy SEALs fucking parachuted in during nighttime perfectly on the field. I was losing my mind. These are the dudes who go in and kill people
let's be
like.
honest, you were really high and you were losing your mind about just about everything.
Okay.
You're like, this guy's not even saying the down and distance. What the fuck is happening here? You're like, fucking Navy SEALs dropping it now. This is crazy.
I was pretty baked. I was losing my mind. Telling you, there's nothing better than getting stoned and going to a sports event. It's way better than being drunk. I was telling Cutter that last night. I'm like, you missed it, man. You eat some edibles. You take everything in. All your senses are heightened. There's Navy SEALs dropping from the fucking sky, bro.
I mean, Cutter saw that too.
Yeah, but it's way
wasn't
better.
a hallucination.
No, what was impressive is maybe you were too stoned to realize there's wiring all over the field from the overhead camera because it was probably a national broadcast.
I saw
them dodging those wires was
impressive.
impressive.
They all had to do the same kind of loop in and come down on the same side. It was pretty impressive.
Yo,
they all hit. I'm not joking. They all landed on the field within a 5-yard radius of one another.
it was amazing.
Pretty great.
But that's what makes you think, like, these are the baddest of the baddest dudes.
Yeah, the SEALs.
These are the dudes who are like, fucking Bin Laden, got that bitch.
It's funny because I had the exact opposite thought when the game started about, like, our military. I was watching Navy's football team just get dwarfed by Notre Dame. And I was like, yeah, back in the day when we were fucking storming the beaches, in World War II, Army was winning the national title in football
and Heisman trophies.
Yeah, and now they fucking are middle of pack Patriot League teams, and they're just getting destroyed. It's like makes me think about our military now. It's just like a bunch of guys who couldn't make a fucking college football team going overseas
until you saw those fucking Navy SEALs drop in, bro.
Yeah, those guys are like the fucking 12 dudes.
Yeah.
He's like, I probably could have played at Alabama, but I just wanted to kill fucking Haji, so I'm a SEAL.
However, I will say we were surrounded by cucks. It was a cuck friendly zone.
It was a cuck bonanza.
It was a cuck. There were some Notre Dame cucks that were attempting to do push-ups every time Notre Dame scored, and I couldn't stop saying the word cuck. I still can't stop saying it. In fact, the line is blurred for me. What is a cheddar dick and what is a cuck? It's pretty similar to me.
Well, is cuck going to replace cheddar dick for you?
No.
See, I don't. To me, they're not similar.
Explain.
I mean, they're similar, but like,
what's the difference between a cuck and a cheddar dick?
To me, I think like a cheddar dick can be somebody that has like here. I think a cuck can be a cheddar dick, but a cheddar dick doesn't necessarily have to be a cuck.
Ah, interesting.
You know what I mean?
Okay, explain that.
Like a cuck's more of like a pussy, like a little bitch. A cheddar dick's just kind of a fucking. I mean, you guys are the cheddar dick guys, so I mean, you brought cheddar dick to my world. The way I've always kind of.
Well, let's use an example. Darren Rovell is a total cheddar dick,
and probably a cuck.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, cuck and cheddar dick for sure. He's a total cheddar dick, and his wife probably fucks a dude on the side. You know?
Yeah.
Can a female be a cuck?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had this
like
discussion
the trigger
tonight.
girls, and the guy's like, I'm just fucking sick of this. They're like, I just want a fucking whore who fucks and goes like.
Yeah.
But what about like the woman who knows her man's banging a side piece and just allows it and doesn't have the balls to even bring it up?
That's the definition of a cuck.
That's
right?
what I'm saying. Then she's a cuck.
Right.
But watch out for that woman. She's going to get even somehow. You don't know how that's coming out.
A lot of cucks, man. There's Notre Dame. Although there were Navy fan cucks too. I mean, it was a cuck bonanza. That's all I'm saying. Navy Notre Dame is the cuck bowl.
I mean, the guys next to us were ridiculous. That's when I really started to get like. I mean, I already have like military issues, but like when the guys next to me told me they played football at Navy, I was like, Jesus.
Wait, who played football at Navy?
The guy who left to fucking start a bonfire and his fucking cuck bros.
I don't think
you were bigger than him.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I don't think that guy played football at Navy.
And the guy with the beard apparently played at Navy as well. The guy with the beard had like the fox hat.
You know what I noticed though? What's good for us is when we're around cucks, we're non-cucks, so we stand out. Did you notice how quickly those girls started hanging out with us?
I mean, yeah.
I'm just saying, like, the one girl instantly puts her fucking hand on my knee. She's like, "Excuse me, I'm Jen, by the way. Can we sit next to you guys?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we're not."
I mean, we legit cucked those dudes. Like that was when we made it official. Like we took your women.
Wait,
Just got cucked.
what was your line? I forget what it was, but it was pretty damn funny when she sat next to us. And you go, so what was your line? You
I
said,
said,
so what did you do in the Navy?
She's wearing a Navy hat.
So, yeah,
Okay.
well, yeah, she wasn't there. There was like a split. Like some of them were rooting for Navy and some of them were rooting for Notre Dame. And she's like, she's rooting for Notre Dame, which I took to mean that she was rooting for. I was like, so how long were you in the Navy?
Clearly a woman who never was
Yeah.
in the Navy.
Yeah.
That was a well-played move. All in all, good experience. Now, agreed, that stadium needs to just be fucking blown up.
Which is amazing because there was a lot of sentiment around just our area of people being like, oh, I miss Qualcomm. This was great when the Chargers were here. Like, this is classic revisionist history. Like, maybe if you had gone to the games.
Can you imagine
I mean,
being a member of the Chargers and playing in that stadium just 2 years
but
ago?
the guy in that group, Bonfire guy, is the definition of why the Chargers left San Diego. He stood up at halftime. What was it, 20?
27-0.
27-0 at halftime. And he goes, this sucks. Let's go to my place and make a bonfire. And literally, they all left. And then most of them came back because I assume his conversation that he had like up in the stands was like, you know what? Actually, you guys go enjoy the rest of the game. I'll get it started.
Yeah.
I'm a full cock. I'll take an Uber by myself. Get that fire burning. You guys roll over later.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of Will Ferrell in Old School. We're going streaking.
Yeah,
we're
we're
going
to a bonfire. He's like, I got a lot of wood.
It's the most San Diego thing I've ever
Yeah,
heard.
leaving a game at halftime to go fucking have a bonfire.
What a fucking cuck. Speaking of cucks.
I mean, is this the cuck episode?
It might just be the cuck episode. Is Ty Lue a cuck? Poor Ty Lue. Okay, I'm going to be honest. I legitimately feel sorry for Ty Lue.
Why do you feel sorry for Ty Lue? Ty Lue has a world champion's ring. Ty Lue was never qualified to be an NBA head coach. He got to be an NBA head coach. You're not qualified to be an NBA head coach, and you're never going to be an NBA head coach.
Here's why.
He got to coach in 3 NBA finals.
Because here's why I feel bad for Ty Lue. Everything you are saying is correct. Everything you're saying is correct. I agree with 100%, Prano.
And actually, I think it's absolutely absurd that people were on Twitter defending any portion of what Ty Lue did. He was awful. He was always awful.
Well, here's why I feel bad for him. Again, because of that situation. Because in a way, he gets the shit end of both sides. This is my point. He wins a title. We all know why. Because of LeBron James. LeBron leaves. They suck. They have not won a game. They're 0-6. So he's going to get the blame for that. He didn't. So you just know what I'm saying? He doesn't deserve credit for the title. He also doesn't deserve blame for them losing because they suck regardless.
But that's just how life goes, right? Like the coach is going to get fired.
I get it. But that's all I'm saying is it's like they're 0-6 because you want to close that door? Yeah, because LeBron James is not on their team.
Right.
Agreed?
But he was also the only reason he was an NBA coach is because LeBron James is on their team.
Okay, agreed.
And said, this guy is 100% not qualified to be an NBA coach. So why don't we make him coach?
Yeah.
And then everybody here will know officially that I am coaching this basketball team. I know we talk about LeBron James a lot. I know we go overboard. I know everybody's sick of fucking hearing it. But like this is, I just have to do it again. The Bulls won 2 less games when Michael Jordan left. 2! The Cavs aren't going to win a game. They're awful. When he left, they're fucking terrible.
Well,
what we're talking about, value, and he leaves, they're the worst team in basketball.
Well,
from 4 straight finals to the worst team in basketball. One guy.
No, it needs to be said. I know we talk a lot LeBron, but
4 straight finals, worst team in basketball. The difference between this being the single worst team in basketball and making the finals every single year is LeBron James. The difference between 55 games and 57 games is Michael Jordan.
Well, I think a lot of that is a couple things. One, not only what LeBron does on the court, I think that says a lot about what LeBron does with his teammates off the court. Does that make sense? I think that he's such a good leader and maybe a different type of leader than Michael Jordan was. Does that make any sense? Like, dude, they're all in on him. And he leaves, they're just a fucking debacle.
And the NBA is such a talent-rich league right now.
Yeah.
There are so many players that you can say are on a level that we've never seen before.
Yeah.
The Kevin Durant's, the Greek Freak, Anthony Davis, Harden, Russell Westbrook. There are guys that are so fucking good. But when Kevin Durant left the Thunder, they made the playoffs. Or they just missed the playoffs, and they made the playoffs the next year. And they're winning 40. The Cavs fucking suck.
Well, I want to
if Anthony Davis becomes a free agent, the Pelicans aren't going to go 0-40.
I want to bring up something else. What does that say about Kevin Love?
That he's not very good. But we've known that for a while at this point.
I'm just saying. I have supported Kevin Love to an extent, but you see what his record was with Minnesota. Obviously, the West is way more difficult, but now you see it again where he is still, he's not that old. He's still, what is Kevin Love, 28, 29? Dude, you can't win a game with these guys. You're the guy now. You're the man.
To be fair, I don't think they're any good, but everything went through LeBron from defense to offense. And now that they have that missing chasm, like, it's going to take a while for them to get it together. I think they'll be okay, maybe win 10 to 12 games. Well, that's not okay, but
dude, the worst team
I'm
in
just
NBA
saying,
history.
like,
bro, they played 82 games.
No one has affected a game like LeBron because everything just went through him, and now they don't have that.
Yeah, it's just it's a bad situation,
but it's just like the arguments that you hear over the years, like LeBron doesn't make his teams better. LeBron doesn't make his teammates better. It's like, I mean, he made them, 4-time NBA finalists.
Yeah,
they're the worst team in basketball.
They're
gonna be the worst team in basketball.
Number one pick. At least have the most fucking balls to pick from in the lottery. It's bad. And I got to bring it up because we're talking Cleveland. If you're you might as well get the 2-for-1 deal, City of Cleveland. If you're gonna fire Ty Lue, cut the cord of goddamn Hugh Jackson.
I mean, the reports today were that they're gonna fire Haley.
When we were watching that interview with Eric Reed, we were thinking, this makes the NFL look really bad and pretty racist from the owner's standpoint. But how does Hugh Jackson still have a job? It's amazing to me. How does Marvin Lewis? So if you think Cleveland people, I'm taking that out on you. It's just amazing to me that they still have jobs. I think it's starting to have an overall effect on the state of Ohio being even more mediocre to worse by dealing with their shit.
I mean, Prano said it last week. I don't know, man. It's like black coaches have this safe space in Ohio.
Has anybody been a more outspoken Colin Kaepernick defender than me? I was on a train so fucking early. I was the racist dog from day one, barking my fucking head off. That shit is plain old. That shit is plain old racism. The only reason Colin Kaepernick is in the league is plain old racism. That's it. But let's talk about the reverse, okay? Hugh Jackson, Marvin Lewis, Jameis Winston. I'm an equal opportunity fucking racist dog. Let's bark at all of the racism. Jameis Winston getting a fucking start at all this season over Ryan Fitzpatrick is maybe not 100% racist, but 75% racist, 25% we don't want to look like assholes for spending the number one pick on a guy, but it's plain old racist.
Well, they are the dog pound.
Yeah.
So
it's ridiculous.
Look, man, the Browns get waxed. We missed this, Prano. We thought it was an 8.5-point spread. We thought they'd cover it. They get waxed today. They're now 2-5-1.
Sure.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They're not winning 6 games. And the fact that they're going to put this on Todd Haley, how about put on the guy who's won 3 games in now exactly 2.5 seasons?
But apparently the report was that he's butting heads with Hugh Jackson, and they're like, somebody's got to go. It's like, why would you fire the guy who's butting heads with a coach that shouldn't be? Like, that means that he's the only fucking guy who knows what the hell's happening at all in football in the whole building.
Yeah.
If he's the only guy who's arguing with Hugh Jackson, hire him as your coach. He's the only person. The whole team should be arguing with Hugh Jackson.
Yeah. It's bad. Let's go through it. We'll start there. We're in the AFC North. You just made a reference to Jameis Winston. Awful game. They're getting killed. Was it 27-9 at halftime?
It was bad, yeah. He throws 4 picks, including a pick 6.
Bengals are all over him.
May or may not have fumbled the ball. Lost a fumble as well. They were down. They bring in Fitzpatrick at the end of the third, and he ties the game, and the Bengals win on a fucking last-second field goal. Fitzpatrick threw for 194 yards in a quarter and 2 touchdowns in a quarter. That's some Fitz magic right there.
I was hoping you'd make that comeback just so this would come up on the show tonight.
Look, hold on. For the record, I'm not one to say that Jameis Winston should be starting over him. I've made that known. I did not agree that Jameis should have taken over the starting job from Fitz. I've said that from the start. But I'm also not backing from my opinion, my overall opinion of Fitz magic. Is he better than fucking Jameis Winston? Jameis Winston is dog shit. I fucking will take the L on Jameis Winston.
But come on. You're still not just throwing out good. That's all we're looking for here. Comes in the game, 194 yards in a quarter, 2 touchdowns, gets the tie game. The guy's been fucking fantastic in the games he's played this year.
Yeah.
I mean, I was getting into it.
Hold on.
I was getting into it with Cam Newton MVP fucking conspiracy theories
hold on
today.
A second.
He has Cam Newton stats in 3 less games.
Hold on a second. This year, he's having a great year.
But
that's my argument.
He didn't learn to play football at 40.
Well, that's fine, but I'm also, you're the guy at Costco who's eating a sample, and I'm going, no, man, I'm gonna buy that whole big ass package that I got food for 2 years, which I'm looking at 2 years of your boy Fitz, and the 2 years,
forget 2 years
of food. I'm talking 2 years of food, which is his 13-year career, or whatever it is. I'm looking at that and I'm saying, well, he's a good guy off the bench.
But again, you're doing what Dirk Cutter did. You're taking a guy, you're going into Costco and you're refusing to buy Kirkland brand fucking tater tots, and you're like, I need that Ore-Ida. It's like the fucking Kirkland's cheaper and better. Every team has done this to him. They're like, oh, the fucking undrafted guy from Harvard. Is he really the answer?
But that's not true.
It is true.
That's not true. You're 100% making a
You're doing this. This is the
exact
same thing. Dirk Cutter.
How many teams has he started for?
But we've done this.
I know
we've done over and over it.
So you're lying.
For the better part of 10 seasons in the NFL, a full decade, he was averaging 9+ starts a year. He was the starting quarterback in the NFL for a decade. A decade.
And what is his touchdown to interception ratio and win ratio? That's all I'm saying.
Great. But the point is...
So that's what I'm looking at.
Okay. You are Dirk Cutter. You're like, yeah, and let's go to this guy. And how'd that work? Now you lose games, now you're fucking gone.
You're not listening, because if I was the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I would have not given up the starting position to Jameis Winston when he came back.
You wouldn't have given it to him you wouldn't have given it to him in the preseason anyway. The only reason he was a starter is because his guy was suspended. That's the only reason he started. And then they gave it back to him when he came back, and now he gets his job back because the other guy sucks. And he's been fucking fantastic.
Again, he's had a great year. But again, it's the same thing. I mean, I'm not pulling up his numbers again and his records with these teams that he's, not leading to the playoffs. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Fuck. I mean, God.
I mean, he's certainly no Russell Wilson.
Right.
Here we go.
I couldn't resist.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson's having a great... You want to use about somebody's having a great year? Russell fucking Wilson.
Yep. And when he goes 7-9, Are you going to talk about his
But
fucking?
he doesn't, Joe. That's
you want to bet? You want to bet on them going 500 this year? You want to look at their schedule right now, see what they have coming up?
I don't need to look.
Let's do it.
The fucking.
I guarantee you, I'll bet any amount of money right now they don't win 9 games. Name your price. Here's my hand. They don't win 9 games.
Does the Seattle?
That's a winning record in the NFL. That's the smallest.
I know what it is.
Win total you can
They
have.
won 9 games last year.
Yeah. Name your price.
You want to bet any amount of money?
Any literal thing you want. You got to go to what? You definitely got to go to a fucking Insane Clown Posse show this time? You really got to go? What should we bet?
No, let's bet money.
Let's do it. Look at it. I don't even want you to look at their
I
schedule.
won't look. I don't have to look at it. They have 9 games left, so I'm basically saying that the Seahawks have to go 5-4.
Yep.
That's what we're saying.
Yep.
9 games.
Yep.
If they don't win 9 games, I lose the bet.
Yep.
Okay. Let's bet $100.
Do it right now.
Keep it simple. $100.
Keep it.
Can't wait.
They got a running game.
Yeah. And they better beat the fucking Cardinals every time. Because even that ain't going to get it done. They better beat all the bad teams, and then they better beat a couple of the good teams, too. Have they beaten a good team this year?
They just went into Detroit today.
Fuck, man. How'd they do it?
Well, but see, look, this is what I'm saying. You didn't give them any chance to win that game.
Great. And they fucking beat the Detroit Lions. How did they do it?
Is Russell Wilson having a good season?
Great. He's having a fantastic season.
He's having a great season.
Sure. Awesome. He's the most valuable player on a fucking mediocre team. He's never going to be fucking Russell Wilson of the first 2 years again when he was throwing for 150 yards a game. Why? Because he single-handedly tore apart their roster. Congratulations. What a great year for Russell Wilson.
I love how you're putting this on Russell Wilson.
Well, I'm not putting it on him. Every single player that was a part of the championship teams that won are putting it on Russell Wilson.
You know, it's so funny.
They're on paper as saying it.
That team around him
is bad.
First of all, they won 9 games last year with not the best roster.
Yep.
They're going to win 9 games again this year with not the best roster.
Why don't they have the best roster? They went to 2 Super Bowls. What happened to their roster? Guys just started fucking disappearing? Do we have another Pete Carroll conspiracy? Are Yetis? Is Bigfoot stealing bodies?
I just love how you put this all on Russell Wilson.
I don't put it on Russell Wilson. The Seattle Seahawks from that team put it on Russell Wilson. That's who puts it on Russell Wilson.
So they shouldn't have paid him. And the Lions shouldn't have paid Matthew Stafford.
Hold
on. Let's not stop there. And the Raiders shouldn't have paid Derek Carr. And the Giants shouldn't have paid Eli.
Here's what I'll say.
And the Falcons shouldn't have paid Matt Ryan.
Here's what I'll say. Comparing Russell Wilson to Matt Stafford, in my opinion, gross and offensive. But that's just me.
But one just whooped the other one's ass today.
Yeah, oh my God. And Jared Goff's better than Aaron Rodgers. And Nick Foles is better than Tom Brady. How do these guys fucking do it?
See, Prano, this is where I'm going to call you out.
Yeah.
He completely outplayed Matthew Stafford today. He had a great game.
Great.
He was efficient. And
Nick Foles completely outplayed Tom Brady. Fact or fiction? Eli Manning outplayed Tom Brady. Yes or no?
You think Matthew Stafford is better than Russell Wilson?
Yes, I do.
That is the most ridiculous thing I've heard.
Okay.
Ridiculous.
Okay.
It's unbelievable. For someone who I just don't get it. I just don't get your thing with Russell. Because if we look at all the numbers and the fucking playoff wins and all the stuff that matters for quarterbacks, suddenly we're cherry picking and it doesn't matter for him. But we're going to knock Breeze.
No, of course we're not.
We're going to knock Breeze for only having 7, but when Russell Wilson does well, it's like, oh, it doesn't matter.
Can we get past the first? I mean, how many years are we into Russell Wilson's career right now? He has his 2 Super Bowls, and now we're betting on whether or not he's going to win 9 games. Whew, man! How the mighty have fallen. Now it's can he go 500 in the NFC West?
I think they might make the playoffs.
Great. Can't wait for you to fucking I can't wait for that to bite you in the ass. Gonna make the playoffs?
Last year was the first year he didn't make the playoffs.
I know. And get ready for a fucking string of that.
I almost want to bet they make the playoffs this year.
Great. Double down. You got 10
100.
wins, 11 wins? How many do you think it's going to take to make the playoffs?
I think if they get 10 wins, they make the playoffs in the NFC.
Okay.
Because one team is going to come out of the East. The West could be
your boy Alex Smith's 5-2.
Who said he's my boy?
Well, you're Mr. Passer rating guy. You're Mr.
I'm
fucking.
not Mr. Passer rating. You're you know what you are? You're Mr. I'm just gonna you're Mr. I'm gonna look at interceptions, touchdowns, passing yards, completion percentage, which are all calculated into passer rating, which is that's how it's calculated. But then you're going to just disregard the one stat, which I never said was the end all be all, which anybody who ever fucking listens to the show, if you come at me one more fucking time on Twitter, I never said it was the end all be all. Open your fucking ears and listen. All I said is it's one of the stats. It's one of the stats, Joe, which we talk about everything else. It's one of the stats.
Yeah, it's a terribly flawed stat. That is so terribly flawed.
Except when someone has a good game, they have a good passer rating.
That the worldwide leader in you want to look at Eli Manning's passer rating this year? You think it's in the mid-90s?
No, let's actually look at my boy Russell Wilson. Let's look at his day today.
Yeah, let's look at it.
Let's look at the game today, the box score. Because to me, this proves you can't just say it's a bullshit stat.
This is great. You guys are an old married couple. Same old arguments, the same thing. You'll never convince either of the two of your own ways.
It's not even I just don't understand. Like, I hate to say it, but it's like, to me, it's just like a very elementary approach to looking at it. It's just not trusting what you see.
I'm not saying you're not listening to me. When I look at a quarterback, the first thing I don't look at is the quarterback rating. I've said that on record. I've said that 1,000 times. People don't want to fucking listen to me. All I'm saying is normally, a lot of times, if you have a good game, you're going to have a good quarterback rating. Now, can you have an inflated quarterback rating by checking down? Yes. I've never debated that. Not one time. I've never debated that. That's all I'm saying. Like, if I look today at Russell Wilson, if I said, okay, dude, he had a perfect quarterback rating today. If I say, wow, he went 14 of 17 for 248 yards and 3 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. That is a great game. 3 incompletions?
But let's just,
and his quarterback rating is 158.
So just explain to me this, because my issue is I really just think that you look at base statistics and then come up with your thing. So go to this. Look at Russell Wilson in 2018 as a fucking 30-year-old man, and look at Ryan Fitzpatrick as a 40-year-old man. Look at their stats. Look at their passer rating.
And I bet Ryan Fitzpatrick is good because he's had a good year.
And then tell me how one is an elite quarterback and one is mediocre.
Again, let's go back. It's like you don't listen. Let's go back 10 minutes ago. Hold on. Let me just finish. Let's go back 10 minutes ago. I said on record, we can fucking rewind this. Ryan Fitzpatrick is having a great year. I said that on record. So, of course, he's going to have great numbers this year because he's having a great year. His quarterback rating is going to be great. But now if we want to look at the full catalog, the full Costco meal.
Great. But take away Russell Wilson's fucking Super Bowl with a great defense. And what is he? Heavy stats? Fucking mediocrity?
No, he's a top 5 quarterback in the league.
Okay. We agree to disagree.
He's a top 5 quarterback in the league.
And so does everybody that's ever played with him. But, you know.
Except for a lot of people we thought, like whatever.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. Since you guys like to argue semantics on good, great, mediocre, here's what I'm going to ask you, Joe.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, comparative to all of today's quarterbacks in the NFL, what would you give 1 to 10 Russell Wilson?
As compared to all the quarterbacks in the NFL, where would I grade
Let's just say Aaron Rodgers being a 10 and, I don't know, whoever the worst quarterback is. Okay.
A 6.
Andy, what would you give him?
That's so offensive. That is highly offensive to Russell Wilson.
Okay.
I give him at least an 8, 8.5.
So you're taking him over. We just did this with Breeze fans, right? We just did this with Breeze fans. So I'm going to start naming quarterbacks. You tell me which one you're going to take. Wait, don't interrupt. Just tell me which one you're going to take.
I didn't say anything.
Tom Brady. Aaron Rodgers.
No.
Okay.
Drew Brees, no.
Drew Brees.
No.
Mahomes. Please. I mean, what's happening here? Ben Roethlisberger. Phillip Rivers. Matt Ryan. What? Nothing yet? Nothing?
I would right now.
So 30 teams in the league?
Hold on a second. Mahomes, we're in year 1.
Yeah, we're in year 1.
Right now, if gun to my head, I'm taking Russell Wilson over Mahomes.
Then let's just move on.
Mahomes hasn't played.
Can we just move on?
Mahomes hasn't.
Russell Wilson's year one is a fucking high school quarterback. So let's just move on.
Hold on, but Russell Wilson also Mahomes hasn't played a playoff game. We don't know. We don't know.
But you're saying that about Saquon Barkley has played 6 games, and you're saying he's the best running back in the league. Potentially, yeah, I agree he could be, but that's only 6 games.
Quarterback is completely different than running back.
I know, but I'm just saying both those players could end up being Mahomes could be
right
the best
now,
QB in the league.
Right now,
they're both playing at that level.
Like nothing's gonna get solved if you're taking Russell Wilson over Pat Mahomes. Nothing's gonna get solved here. Let's just move on to the next game.
Right now, yeah, I would.
Okay, great.
We don't know what's gonna. But you mean what? Like this is my whole thing. We both agree.
Like the eye test, bigger arm, more accurate, more mobile, looks downfield, everything, the whole fucking package, the whole thing of watching athletes be athletes. You're a Kobe Bryant fan right now.
No, I'm not.
You're a Kobe Bryant fan. You're like, 5 rings.
Where are you
No,
basing?
They didn't win a playoff game yet.
I'm not a Kobe Bryant at all.
That's exactly what you're doing.
No, I'm not.
LeBron's better at fucking everything. That's why he's better. Pat Mahomes is better at everything. That's why he's better. That's why Andy Reid went to him. That's why Andy Reid traded the best quarterback rating in the league and went to him.
And like I
they're
said,
fucking awesome.
I think it helps a lot. I said this last week. I said I want to give Andy Reid a lot of credit for what he's doing with Mahomes, just like he did with other quarterbacks. Going back to Brett Favre, I think Andy Reid is a good offensive mind. In fact, I'll say great. He's a great offensive mind. Now, that doesn't mean that he's not a bumbling idiot with timeouts and in-game coaching decisions. I think Andy Reid is a great offensive mind.
Now, wait a second, Joe. Basing your Mahomes Wilson argument, are you taking out the fact that Mahomes is making nothing and Russell's making $20 million? Or does that have something to do with your decision process?
That doesn't.
Because obviously,
that doesn't even have. I'm talking.
Obviously, you'd rather have Mahomes at that price rather than Russell Wilson at $20 million.
In a vacuum. Just,
okay.
I can plug anybody in. No salary cap. No finances.
Not we're starting a franchise today. Who would you rather have?
No,
because obviously Mahomes.
I'm talking about today. The teams are exactly the same. Roster's unknown. Who do you take?
I mean, it's like saying
I'm taking the bigger, faster, stronger, better arm, fucking everything. I'm taking the better guy. I'm taking the guy's clearly better.
You would take Pat Mahomes over Tom Brady right now?
No. Why would but to start a team, maybe.
Well, that's a different discussion.
Right.
I love Pat Mahomes. I'm just saying, year 1, 8 games.
Okay, we're gonna move on here now. Prano, you
Cutter's still taking over the show.
Going Switzerland here, but anyway, today you got into an argument with someone about Cam Newton. We're gonna try to take this in a different level than Cam Newton, but you getting into it with trolls.
Yeah.
I have a few thoughts on this. I didn't get to discuss this with you.
I hate to defend the people that I argue with, but like a lot of them aren't even trolls. I don't even think they're trolling me. So what happened was some double cuck cheddar dick, Mike Freeman from the Bleacher Report, tweeted that Cam Newton is an MVP candidate, which is patently absurd.
Yeah, we can agree there.
Okay? Especially given, I don't care that he's pacing to have the best season that he's ever had. That's neither fucking here nor there. In a league where the Rams are doing what they're doing, the Chiefs are doing what they're doing, that Tom Brady and Drew Brees and Phillip Rivers and Adam Thielen and all of way more effective fucking people and Gurley and Hunt and Deshaun Watson are still alive and playing, Cam Newton is not a fucking MVP candidate. His stats are identical to our boy Ryan Fitzpatrick. Ryan Fitzpatrick's played 3 less games.
Love Kareem Hunt, by the way. I was kind of mad that you guys didn't mention him in the class with Gurley and Barkley. I'm not saying he's better, but I'm just saying I think he gets overlooked a lot.
He absolutely does.
But to my point is sometimes with you, I'm like, I feel like you're wasting your time and your talents going out with these no-brain idiots. Like, I wasn't out there on Venice Beach today arguing with these homeless people, like, get it together or some shit like that. So that's kind of how I see you.
Stupidity, breaks me.
I know, and I could just see that in, getting to know you over these years.
It breaks me because I like to just present it all. And, if I present you everything and then you go, no, still, that's when I'm like, fuck it, fine. I'm done here. But, the argument, it's just so fucking stupid. that it's like I feel like I'm a Mormon on my fucking mission. Like I have to convert
That's
people.
what I'm getting to next, because then I'm like, well, wait a second, I'm not out here doing this. Like, some people need to be put in their place at times. I feel like you have like an arm of dirty sports should be like a concierge social assassin on social media, just to put these people in their place.
Like, that you know what gives me more joy than everything?
Yeah, where's that satisfaction come from?
The satisfaction comes from when Carson Palmer throws the 5-interception game, and I know somebody is feverishly deleting their fucking argument with me about how Carson Palmer was the MVP candidate. Where my passion, what I love is knowing that fucking Dodgers fan is last night tweeting at a kid who in 2016 replied to my Dave Roberts hate and said, he's still the fucking manager of the year. Screenshot it, send it to him. I love getting the tweet, the text message from Spain at what is 6 a.m. for Joe Schiavelli, where he goes, fire Roberts. All of the calling Joe Schiavelli suspect and the gifts of fucking Ben Affleck and Good Will Hunting, and just knowing, guess what? In the end, whether they'll admit it or not, whether or not this fucking Cam Newton kid will admit it, they're going to sit somewhere and they're going to go, fucking Perino was right.
Now, would you get more joy out of that than like when you go to the comedy clubs and you kill it and you make people laugh? Is that more of a thrill?
Does this turn into a psychological fucking
I just want to know.
analysis of Perino?
I just want to know. I find the guy funny. I'm just asking him some questions. I'd
like
like to hear from the Dirtballs. What do you want from Joe? More impressions? He can do it. Like, do you want more impressions? Do you want him busting trolls all the time? He does both, but
yeah,
I don't know. I
like to think I'm a Renaissance man.
Those Italians.
Okay, let me ask you. He's grabbing a drink.
Can you give me a Modelo? Thanks.
As you're getting the Modelo, we're talking Panthers. That was a surprise game. I completely missed that. I don't know. I forget what the spread was. I'm assuming I took Baltimore. Baltimore got their ass kicked. I mean, that was a blowout. I was shocked with Baltimore's defense that they couldn't keep Cam Newton in check. Or not even Cam Newton. The Panthers offense did pretty well today. I know it was a home game, but they did well. You know, the Panthers are now 5-2.
Yeah, and I said, and this is the thing. Again,
they're sitting in the driver's seat to make the playoffs.
This is the thing again. I don't fucking care. I've been called a Cam Newton defender in the past. Cam Newton played a great game today. Cam Newton finally fucking did what they actually need him to do, which is go 21 for 29 with 219 yards passing and fucking 44 yards rushing and a touchdown. Good. Great. That's awesome. Managed the fucking game. They protected Cam well today. They went up against statistically, I don't think that they're the most talented or actually the best defense in football, but statistically, they've been the best defense so far this year. They protected Cam. They couldn't get to him.
Yeah.
And he took care of him. Great. Cam had a great game, but Cam's not a great quarterback. And the idea that you're going to sit there because the Panthers are 5-2 and say he's a fucking MVP candidate, tap the brakes, stop being a fucking fanboy, and just keep everything in goddamn perspective.
Well, look, if we want to bring up MVP candidates, I think we'd all agree at this point, the two that we have to discuss, in my opinion, maybe the only two, are going to be Patrick Mahomes and Todd Gurley.
Yeah.
And maybe, if you want to bring in defense, Aaron Donald is that dominating. He really is. I mean, he's had 6 sacks the last 2 weeks. He leads. I want to give him some love on the Rams. He leads the NFL in sacks as a defensive tackle. When the fuck does that happen?
Well, it doesn't happen, but it's going to start happening more and more because the quick rush that we've always seen, like the outside rush, the pass rushers, that we've always had, the defensive end, the outside linebackers coming off the edge. Now with the way quarterbacks are they're going to the more mobile, they're going to the scheme. We're going to, where if you try to roll out, those edge rushers are the guys that you now have to avoid. You actually get pressure faster if you can get it up the middle. So now as the game changes, I think you're going to see more and more people going after Aaron. I mean, not like you can just draft an Aaron Donald type, but going after guys who can get pressure up the middle, whether that be interior linemen or middle linebackers.
That was amazing to watch today because, like you said, with the interior pass rush, you see a guy the size of Aaron Donald and the offensive interior lineman whiff on block him. You're used to seeing that on the outside, but I've never seen that predominantly seen today, that they would go after him, just whiff, and he'd go straight to the quarterback. I'm like, that is incredible. Man, that big, being that agile, and just seeing a whiffed block.
I mean, he's a
incredible.
fucking freak.
Dude, they're good. And I didn't like – I usually love – let's talk about that game real quick. Well, first of all, I'm a huge fan of, obviously, Sean McVay. The guy has a fucking brilliant mind. I didn't like that they played it safe and went for that field goal. So I was telling Cutter as we're watching the game, I said, dude, they're only a field goal away from losing now. Like I have so much faith in Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if you watched that game,
right,
but I have so much faith. I said, you're going to give Aaron Rodgers the ball 2 minutes left. I straight up said to Cutter, there is no way he doesn't get them in field goal range.
But that's why.
But then obviously there was the fumble.
But that's why if we're talking like most valuable player, the answer is it's like LeBron James. If the Packers make the playoffs, Aaron Rodgers is the most valuable player in football.
Okay, we agree.
But he won't win it regardless.
Sure.
He's not winning. Like, it's to the point where it almost doesn't matter what Aaron Rodgers does the rest of the year, whether they make the playoffs or not, whether he breaks all. Like, it's a Mahomes girly thing, because that's what MVP has become in every sport. Like, picking the guy who like is hot and suddenly like there's no, the arguments I'm getting in with people about Cam Newton as the MVP. I'm throwing out names. I'm not even throwing Aaron Rodgers in there, where it's like Aaron Rodgers is so much more valuable to the Green Bay Packers than Cam Newton is to the fucking Panthers that that's not even comparable.
Well, then it's interesting to use that way of looking at it, because I agree for the most part. But let's take the Chiefs. What'd they win last year?
They had a pretty good season,
That's
right?
what I'm saying. So my argument is, I think the Chiefs are going to win 14 games this year.
Okay.
They've got one loss. I think they might only lose again. Maybe they get two. My point is, let's say they win 2 or 3 more games. You're basically saying this, which I agree. Alex Smith versus Patrick Mahomes. First of all, the offense is night and day. We agree, right? How good the offense is with Pat Mahomes. However, it might only be 3 more wins, where the argument is, who's the backup? DeShone Kizer for the Packers?
Yeah.
We're saying if DeShone Kizer is playing.
Well, right, but they didn't draft DeShone Kizer
True.
It's like Aaron Rodgers replacing Brett Favre. But the point is, the Chiefs have a really good team, but they've done the smart thing. Will it work out in the end? Will they be the Super Bowl? Hey, any given fucking Sunday, anything can happen. I don't think it's a, if Pat Mahomes doesn't win the Super Bowl this year, I don't think it means like, oh man, maybe he's not that good. If he loses his first playoff game, oh my God, look at what happened. Like, turns out he wasn't. Like, Eli Manning beat the 18-0 Patriots. Like, football games are won by lesser teams all the time. But the bottom line is, Alex Smith, it's like, it's potential energy versus actual energy. Alex Smith's potential energy isn't Super Bowl. Like, I'll bet anything that the Washington Redskins don't play in the fucking Super Bowl. And if Washington Redskins are out there, like, fans are out there, like, name your fucking price. He's not dynamic.
Do they win a playoff game? Do the Redskins win that division, and do they win a playoff game? Your Giants let me down today. I'm done. That's the last time I'm fucking getting you guys to cover.
You picked the Skins, so congratulations.
Did I?
Yeah.
I did?
Yeah. So you're good.
Did you take the Giants?
Mm-hmm. So congrats.
Adrian Peterson looked great today. He looked pretty agile, mobile, but I just don't think he can make it all the way through a season and playoffs staying healthy.
He's old.
More power to him if he can.
He's
but
playing good, man.
He's got him to the point they're at now. I just don't see it lasting 16 games.
But here's my thing with the Redskins, and here's my thing with the Panthers. Can we all agree that the Giants fucking suck?
Dude,
right?
It's tough to watch.
But if the Giants,
you guys fucking suck.
But if the Giants play you tight,
are you the worst team in the NFL?
I mean, like, by record, are we? I mean, we've got to be.
You or the Raiders.
So do you put that all on the O-line? Because I've watched Ingram play.
I mean,
Odell,
I put a lot of it on the O-line.
The Raiders, and the 49ers all have one win.
I put a lot of it on the O-line. I mean, the defense played pretty well today. Like, that wasn't not a game. You know what I mean? And the Panthers game wasn't not a game. Like, that's the thing. Like, I'm judging you on what you do. I know what my team is capable of. We fucking stink. So, are the Redskins 5-2? Yeah, but, like, I watched the way they play the Giants. I'm like, man, the Saints fucking pissed on us. Like, you're not beating the Saints in a fucking playoff game. You're not beating the Rams in a playoff game. The Eagles fucking pissed on us. You're not beating the Eagles in a playoff game if that somehow happens.
Did you watch any of the London game?
No.
I didn't either.
What time does that come on?
Yeah, I
was
forgot.
here,
I
6
forgot it
a.m.?
was on, and then this morning.
Fuck no.
The NFL really fucked me this morning.
6:30.
Somehow, for some reason, I couldn't stream it on CBS. It was the only game on. It was blacked out on the Sunday ticket, but I couldn't stream it on CBS.
I thought it was the NFL Network game.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, you could only watch the game on the NFL Network.
And the NFL Network is what a disaster of an app that is.
Well, yeah. You and Cutter could have slept over together, woken up, watched that game, bro.
I cut the cord, man, and like it's getting harder and harder. But like,
I can't give up the NFL Network.
There's still a couple things that I have the NFL Network. I have it.
The NFL Network, I just can't give it up. It's just too good. I can't give up Game Day Prime. I'm obsessed. If you ball, you get the call.
All right. Jeez.
I forced Cutter to watch it tonight.
By the way, every guy in the NFL Network would cuck Ruther. So I can't believe you fucking love him so much.
No disagreement.
Including Marshall Faulk.
He doesn't work there anymore. And I'm not going to disagree with that.
He was too busy out there cucking others.
For the record, I would gladly let Dion, Shannon Sharp, or LaDainian Tomlinson
Kurt
cuck
Warner
me.
still on the morning show?
Yeah, Kurt Warner still does it. Would Kurt Warner cuck me?
Yeah, Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner would cuck me?
Remember when we saw Kurt Warner? He was the biggest dude besides fucking what's his name?
As far as Willie McGinnis?
Yeah, Kurt Warner is a fucking massive dude.
What about Steve Mariucci? Would he cuck me?
I don't know.
Would Rich Eisen cuck me?
He's Italian.
Yeah, Mariucci probably would.
Mariucci would cuck me?
Eisen? I don't know. Maybe.
I'll tell you who would definitely cuck me is fucking Michael Irvin.
Yeah, Michael Irvin's probably already
Probably anyone that played football at the U would cuck me.
Yeah.
Including the kickers.
Yeah.
Jags season, I'm just going to put the kibosh on that season. You're done. You're 3-5. You're over. And I hate to say it. I'm going to say it, though. Butt chin. I'm going to say it after last game. I know it was the Dolphins. I said I was looking between the Titans, and they had a bye week, the Titans and the Texans. The Texans are going to win that division. As long, asterisk. Yes, asterisk. I don't say asterisks, whatever the fuck it's supposed to mean. So fucking take that one to
Whatever
the
it's supposed to mean? You mean you don't say it properly.
As long as Deshaun Watson is on the field. Now, the Will Fuller thing's going to hurt them big time, being injured.
What's they're what, 5 and what's their record?
Yeah,
5 and 3?
Go to the FC.
They've won 5 straight. The Texans are 5-3. The Tennessee Titans are 3-4. Jags are 3-5. The Colts
are the Titans on bye this week?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not counting out the Titans.
You counting out the Raiders?
I mean, the Raiders are
6. I'm joking because they played the Colts today, and they got their ass.
I went back and forth on that, and finally, thank God, I finally settled on the Colts.
Bro, is it just me, or does Gruden just
now?
He looks so angry. He was so happy in the booth on Monday Night Football.
Here's the thing with Gruden. So why is he now saying he's not trading Derek Carr? Like, I don't. Is it because they were like, oh, he's gonna trade Derek Carr? Now he's saying he's not going. Is he lying or?
I don't know.
I just don't understand if you're going full rebuild.
You can't be giving up 42 points to the Colts, by the way, at home.
They're bad. I was out the second they got rid of Khalil Mack. I sold all my Raiders stock. I was big on the Raiders.
Talk about doing it 2 separate ways. The Raiders and the Rams are both moving into new stadiums, having to sell PSL license. The Rams just putting all the money, all the chips in, and they're gonna do well. And the Raiders just shitting the bed moving into Vegas. I don't know where the line is on something like that. Obviously, you want to have some room to draft some new and fun players.
Here's why it doesn't matter. This is my opinion on that. For the Raiders, at least.
Well, it's Vegas. Well,
yeah,
they'll
care
take care
of
the
Raiders.
Yeah.
And they're moving to a new stadium. The Rams, I think Kroenke is smart enough to know LA is all about winners. We know that, right, Prano? Like this, it's a fair weather city.
I don't even know. I don't even know if that's necessarily. I think
look at the Lakers games the last few years. Nobody cares.
Right, but I think it's all about some sort of excitement factor. Like people need to. The only thing that the Rams have to do is convince the agencies and the studios and the whatever that this is a cool place to go. You have to have a luxury box. And you do that by winning, but you do that by there's got to be some sort of cool factor and there's got to be whatever. And they're doing it right. The Raiders have a built-in fan base that will literally travel across the desert for them. They will. It's like, again, Mad Max. You know what I mean? They're going to be fucking, yo, fool. Yo, fool. Take some of this spray paint. And then they fucking ride across the desert. They're going. And Vegas sells, I mean, how many casinos there? Like, they're selling, the casinos are buying fucking box seats to the Ice Capades and to Britney Spears. And Celine Dion has a fucking residency. Wayne Newton's still working there. I mean, Wayne Newton was like, if Terry Bradshaw was still the quarterback of the Steelers, he's still selling tickets in Vegas. Like, they're going to sell, the Raiders are going to be fucking fine. What I don't understand about the Raiders is, like, why John Gruden's saying, like, patently dismissing Derek Carr. Like, why aren't you on the phone with the Jacksonville Jaguars being like, yo, Andy Ruther just called your season over. Take Derek Carr. Like, take a first rounder. Give us a first rounder. Give us 2 first rounders for Derek Carr. Give us a first and a fourth for Derek Carr.
Yeah, Gruden's already played that game of just, jettisoning all that weight. So, why not? Like,
if you're doing it with Khalil Mack, I don't understand why you're not doing it. I like Derek Carr. But I'm saying, if you're going for it, then go for it.
Yeah, I agree. I think Derek Carr has to be on the trading block if everyone else is.
Especially when you look at the way the league is moving with, like, get the quarterback that you're paying $450,000 and then put pieces around him and have a fucking scheme. But, of course, Gruden doesn't have a scheme either, so who the fuck knows?
Did you watch any of tonight's game?
Yeah.
They looked good, man. The Saints.
Yeah, Saints are good.
They're real good. 6-1 good. I'm going to say it right now. Saints are going to beat the Rams.
In the playoffs?
Regular season.
Is that game?
It's in New Orleans, and I've already looked ahead at the Rams schedule. That game is so important for – this is what – as a Rams fan, you do not want to lose that number 1 seed. Dude, New Orleans gets – goddamn, that burp smells like ass, Cutter. Jesus Christ.
Enjoy it.
That was fucking straight up Tokaya fucking – I fit him Tokaya tonight.
That was damn good.
You guys went taco? Did you guys go 3 nights of Mexican in a row?
No, we went Italian, and then we went Mexican. So
yeah, so my toilet has been on fire.
You had to go. You went the bottom. You went super cheap Mexican last night, and then you had to go to the fancy Mexican tonight.
Pretty much. And Brandon, where I made the mistake last night, I thought that red stuff was salsa. Turns out it's straight hot sauce. Man.
Yeah.
That
Me too.
Oh well,
dude, I dumped that red shit.
That's funny, man. Because you guys were. You texted me today about your shits. I was like, man, I got up and took a George Brett this morning. Like, I had a perfect double taper.
Bro, we got home last night.
We thought about going out at one point. That was quickly quelched.
Yeah.
Quelled.
My asshole was on fire. But anyway, back to this Saints-Rams thing. I think it's so important for both of those teams to have the number one seed. Dude, Drew Brees is so tough in the dome.
Yeah, but let me say this. I think that regardless of whether or not the Rams win that game, I think they'll still be the number one seed. I think the Saints are more likely to just lose a random game to somebody that they're better than anyway, because they do it all the time, whether it's because they play outside or their defense isn't good and they just get caught one game. You know, they're in the NFC South and fucking the Bucs keep starting Fitz. Who knows? You know, lots of things can happen.
In fact,
I mean, you shook your head like you're joking, but like.
By the way, that's next week's game.
What?
Rams at Saints.
Yeah.
Huge game. Dude, the Rams have some tough games left. You know, they play KC.
In Mexico City.
Yo, fool.
You guys should go to that.
I really think we should.
It's a Monday night game, Monday, November 19th.
Is there any way I can read the comments? Why did just the computer move it all?
Yeah, the comments are they're here. They're I think ever since Joe and I started screaming at each other, they've really slowed down.
Upset the kids,
It's just the amount of comments about Ruther looks like a cancer patient. I get it, guys. Like, I shaved my fucking head. I went through a Britney Spears.
That's why I want to read them.
And I just, I shaved my fucking head. It's not like, is it that big of a deal, Prano? Like, whatever. I just shaved my head.
I don't know. Why are you asking me?
Because, like.
Don't ask me. Ask the fucking camera.
This might be your last chance, because once you get to, like, 40 or whatever.
I'm already losing my hair. I know it.
Well, no, you still look good with it, but I'm just saying, like, what age do you stop shaving your head that close?
What do you mean? There's an age limit?
I guess not, but I'm just saying, like, even the best head of hair, once you hit like 40 or 50, you're not shaving your head because you're losing coverage up there. So why do it? So this might have been I'm just saying this might have been your last opportunity to do it.
This is like Matthew Modine in his like late 20s playing a fucking guy in the army. You're like, you're already going back.
Well, I already know I'm already going back. But I don't care.
I just said, please don't ever be the fucking shave your head bald guy.
Do you mean like razor blade?
Just like, oh, because I'm going bald, I'm going to be like the guy who's bald now.
Like Bill Burr?
Yeah. Like the guys who just give up.
Well, that's an interesting take, but I think it looks better when they do that.
Nah, I disagree.
What do you mean? Like you want somebody whose hair is receding to?
I don't mind like the Homer Simpson. I don't mind the guys who keep the fucking hair on the sides.
Oh, I disagree.
It's like the give up, like Michael Jordan fucking.
I don't think it's giving up. I think it looks better.
Yeah, I disagree.
If it goes out too far,
it's especially not trying to fuck dudes, so I don't really care either way.
Especially on black dudes.
Well, I mean, sure, great. I mean, jeans 12 times too big for you look good on black dudes too. Please don't walk around with them. I mean, if you come in tomorrow and you're fucking wearing a 7XL white T-shirt with a fucking Bugs Bunny leather jacket over it, I'm gonna be like, Ruth, you look like a goddamn dumbass. You wear a leather jacket that has just all the teams in the Western Conference on it. I'm gonna be like, what are you doing?
Tell you what I am wearing, and I look damn good in it. It's all Flag and Anthem, head to toe, shoes, jeans, T-shirt.
I got some jeans and a shirt.
Flag and Anthem. Cutter, we got to get you some Flag and Anthem.
I have some stuff at home. Do you know what I love about? Yeah, I get some of the stuff that's too small for Joe and too big for Andy. But what I like about Flag and Anthem stuff is it's very versatile. You can wear it, out to dinner. You can wear it on the golf course. You can sometimes you can wear it to work. And like when you're a dad like me, that's what you fucking need.
Exactly.
Yeah. You can like tone it down and be super casual. You can turn it up and you can wear.
It's an amazing look.
I have a Flag and Anthem blazer.
Yeah, guys, they have it all. They got their winter line in. It's all available right now at flagandanthem.com. If you drop promo code DIRTY, you get 25% off your first order. Guys, that is a great discount. Let me just break it down for you in a mathematical sense. If you drop $100, you get $25 off. That's a great deal. You drop $1,000, you get $250 off. So go to flagandanthem.com, drop promo code DIRTY to get 25% off. Send me a screenshot. Send Joe a screenshot. Send Dirty Sports a screenshot of your order, of you wearing it. Dude, look fresh. I mean, I have never not received I always get compliments when I'm rocking Flag and Anthem. And it helps fucking, not make people look at my fucking cancer head. They're like, oh, you're dressed nice at least. Even though you look like you just walked off the fucking set of American History X, you can still fucking pull it off. Like the other day, the mayor told me, he's like, dude, you got to put on some fucking lighter, like the way your hair is now, you got to put on some vibrant colors so people don't think you're trying to be out there killing people.
Does the mayor always come at you like that? Is that like a normal thing? What happened?
I mean, the mayor's still rocking the Gary Carter look. So what are we talking about? The mayor's like a flapless batting helmet away from being fucking Gary Carter in the streets.
Do you know who I thought he looked like was
I'm running with that one.
Was Matthew McConaughey's character in Tropic Thunder. I'm talking about the guy gets him the DVR or whatever in the jungle. But back to the point, does he always come at you like that? Oh my God, you got snot coming out of your
Jesus,
nose.
Ruther, what's happening?
What? Snot coming out of my nose?
Yeah, you got a hanger on there.
God. No, you're good now. It was legit fucking.
Jesus. I'm a disaster over here. Anyway, you want to wrap up this NFL talk?
Yeah, what other games? Let's run through some games.
All right. We've covered this. Jets, Bears, didn't watch any of it.
Yeah, I mean, I watched a little bit, but it's exactly what the score says was. Maybe even a little worse. Like the Bears fucking handled the Jets. The Jets aren't good.
You basically covered all these games, except Cardinals 49ers, which looked like the worst game.
What was the final of that, by the way?
18-15. I did have it on at the end. The Cards came back and won 18-15.
Rosen looked okay.
He's never going to be good.
Okay.
Not on that team.
He's going to be the next David Carr. Or, I'm sorry, what was the young? Yeah, David Carr.
Yeah,
for the Texans.
But it's not like the Cardinals are like a dumpster fire.
I think
kind of are.
They are.
I mean, they are right now.
They're a joke, dude.
I don't see it getting better.
I thought the Broncos were going to be in that game.
But like, look,
By the
hold
way,
on.
the other I wouldn't move on, but that's all right. What's
But
up?
like the Cardinals, like, yeah, I mean, historically a pretty bad team, but I feel like they're a team that's changed. It happens a lot. Like new stadium, new vibe. Like they've been competitive.
Oh, lately, yeah, they've had squads, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't
They're 2
know.
and 6. The Cardinals don't win more than 5 games. The Cardinals probably don't win 5 games.
I agree, but like again, I know that fucking they're 2 and 6, and but like Rosen looks pretty good.
I don't know what you're watching. I mean, I didn't watch the game today. Rosen looks good.
I think I bet you Rosen's better than Darnold.
I was just gonna ask that. 5 years from now, you think Rosen will be better than Darnold?
Yep.
When it's all said and done.
Yep.
I don't know if either of them are going to pan out. The 2 LA boys are going to pan out.
You're sold on Mayfield?
No, I'm not sold on him either. I also think all those guys are in some not the best situations.
Right. That's what happens when your team's really, really, really bad. You get high draft picks, but that's why I think Rosen will be okay. Like I mean, the Jets, like talk about a team that's just never figured it out. Like the Jets are historically worse than the Cardinals.
In the last like 10 years? Yeah.
No, just historically. Like the Jets gonna Jets. Like
what I don't understand about this draft is it's such a everyone's talking about the fucking quarterbacks. I mean, I could be wrong. I just don't think that this class is going to pan out to be what everyone thinks it's going to be.
I agree. That's why I'm I'm happy we took Saquon at 2.
Everyone is such a hard on. Like this is not going to be the fucking
the 83 draft.
Or
that's why I still talk about because that's the only one. Every year is supposed to be the new 83
or
draft.
The Eli,
Big Ben and fucking Phillip Rivers.
Yeah. But that's not even once in a decade thing.
Like that's fucking what is that?
But even if you look at the quarter, like the Goff, the Mahomes, the Watson, the Wentz, those guys are all more athletic.
Yes.
With bigger arms.
Yes.
I mean, Josh Allen, I know is like a cannon, but like, and I know Mayfield's like a fun scrambler, but like now we're picking and choosing pieces as opposed to like Watson, Goff, Wentz, like oh, you're 6'4" and you run and you're like, to me, I know that those guys didn't all come out of one class.
I'm not sold on Goff yet, by the way.
Yeah, you can't be a pocket passer on a team that has no O line.
Yeah,
you like that. What the teams that draft first usually are. So
I think Goff. You heard it here first. I hate to say, I told Cutter this today when we were watching, and I've been noticing this the last few weeks. I think Goff has potential to just
have a meltdown,
complete meltdown in the playoff game.
Oh well,
he misses, and even Troy Aikman said this today. Remember on that one pass, the Cutter, I said before Troy did? I'm like, dude, he's got these guys. Like, those receivers know how to fucking run routes.
Right.
And he had multiple times. People are missing this because they're winning games, where he's missing wide open receivers, where he's just standing in the pocket.
I've said it. I'll say it again. I think that McVay's strategy with Goff is he's like, don't throw a pick. I don't care if you overthrow a guy by 5 yards. Don't underthrow him by 5 yards. Which is like when you're talking about throwing balls into a window, and I agree with you, the competition gets more difficult when you get the playoffs. Obviously, you're playing a better class of team every round of the playoffs. But there is something about how good their fucking scheme is and that they have the ability to go, let's just hand Gurley the ball.
And I hope you're right, because we saw it today. In the first half, Gurley was bottled up. The second half, he didn't rush for – his longest rush in the first half was 7 yards. Second half, he finishes with over 120 yards. I mean, look, I get it. And by the way, much love to Gurley for not scoring that touchdown. That says a lot about him as a player. He could have padded those stats.
I mean, he's got fucking 30 touchdowns already. So like,
he's got 15, but yeah, it's not going to be easy to break that record. That says a lot about him, dude. I really think it does, that he didn't score a touchdown there.
Also, wouldn't that have made it like a 9-point game though, or something like that? Like,
no, because it's only 2. That's what I thought was a good idea.
So no, it would have made
crazy
an 8-point
world.
Game. He misses the extra point.
The
extra points are missed all the time. Dude, because if he scores, he misses the extra point. Nothing is out of the realm of possibility with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers gets a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, and we're tied up going to overtime. That's what I'm saying. Like, Gurley, I know he killed fantasy owners and he killed the spread because apparently that spread was down to like around 7.5 to 8.
Yeah, but that's almost more memorable not scoring a touchdown. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
It's people will remember that more than if he would have gone in. So that's kind of smart PR by his part too.
And I'm going to the next 2 games, the next 2 home games. And hopefully there'll be more Rams fans there, but I don't think it's going to change.
I mean, are you going as a juggalo?
No.
What if he went to Mexico City as a juggalo?
I'd fit in.
Yeah. They'd be like, your Dia still muerte is shit. You look like a skeleton at all.
That's fine. We have the bets going. It's going to be. I have received DMs from dirtballs in different cities who have offered to go with me. It's gonna fucking happen. I've already told you the fucking juggalo thing will happen before the end of the 2018 season. I have until the Super Bowl, and we're fine on that, right?
Sure.
I'm kind of glad you didn't go. I had some bad juju thinking that might be the second dent in your head going to another juggalo.
I think the second dent in my head equals fucking death.
Really? I mean, like a minor one. You
you
can still get a concussion, can't you?
Come on. Let's not. I'm glad you made positive changes in your life because you're a thing, but like these UFC guys are getting fucking kicked to death like every 6 months.
Yeah,
I don't know, Joe. I just didn't want to be the week I came here.
Yeah,
I was just being selfish about it.
I don't think I have the mental fortitude of.
But Ruther's always like,
UFC
if I drink, I could die. It's like you probably won't.
I didn't say that. It was you. Was it you who said that?
No.
It was you who said that.
Yeah, I just don't think your brain should be swung. I think if you take a sip of beer, you're going to pass out and die? I don't think that's going to happen.
I made the comment to Cutter the other day. I said, you think there'll ever be that moment where like I'm on a vacation like the Caribbean and I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to have a fucking pina colada. And he's like, dude, your brain's going to explode. You were the one who said it, Cutter. You're like, dude, you're stuck in the Caribbean. Like,
no, only if like you just start drinking straight rum, and since your brain's, I'm not a fucking neuroscientist. If your brain just started swelling, I don't even know the extent of the palsy you have in your brain.
Isn't your brother a fucking?
He's a physician, an emergency physician.
Well, he's smart. He went to know he's a doctor. Fucking ask him for me.
No, I don't want to. Let's see what happens. No, I'm just kidding.
Anyway,
we need an intern to blend up a pina colada.
I do want to announce this. We got a DM. I got to give him some love. We got a DM from, let me look up here on the screen. Rich Montanami, if I'm reading that right. He said he was, speaking of $100, he said he would pay us $100 into the Thust Fund if we did an entire episode with no swearing and no like R-rated material.
Okay, easy.
Can we do it?
Will you get the money up front?
No, I trust him.
Yeah, we could do it.
Nothing against Rich, but it hasn't worked out for you guys in the past.
No, but that was a different bet.
Okay, then I want to see it.
$100, no swearing, and no like sex talk.
I mean, I do corporate fucking comedy shows all the time. I do Ice House and shit like that. Like I do non-dirty material. It's just a matter of not slipping.
I think that's different.
Okay.
I think this is a lot easier to slip and you drop an F-bomb. So dirtballs. If anybody else, I think this is great. If anybody else wants to contribute to the Thust Fund,
you would make it more funny if you guys were trying to antagonize each other during the show to like drop an F-bomb at each other.
Yeah, but we both want the money. This is for the show.
But maybe part of the bet
could be
part of the bet should be who could get the other one to blink first, kind of. Like another $100.
Yeah, it should be like $50 for each of us for going a whole show. And if I make it and you don't, then I just get the whole 100.
Yeah, that'd be entertainment.
The whole point is the money's in the Thust Fund. Thust.
Entertain those dirtballs, though.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's the show. Do we have anything else to talk about? Let's take a look at the rundown here. Do we have anything else?
No, we're not doing calls.
No, because we're almost at 2 hours anyway.
You're keeping the Chargers ticket prices on the rundown for 2 years?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
How about the fucking worst names in the NBA? I love that you put stuff on the rundown and then you just like keep it.
I like how it's like a quarter of the rundown. Right?
Yeah, it's like week 12 of last year. Like Phillip Rivers said, "Fuck, we still haven't talked about it."
We'll do worst NBA arena names next episode. Now that baseball's over, we have more to talk.
I mean, it's the Talking Stick Resort Arena. Do we have to do it?
God damn it, Prano!
Smoothie King Center.
Smoothie King's kind of fun.
Okay, let's discuss it right now. Worst NBA arena
that actually
names.
Sounds like fun. Go to the Smoothie King Arena at New Orleans, put some rum in that shit, walk around.
I have the 3 worst NBA arena names as the the Talking Stick Resort Arena in Phoenix, Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, and the Vivint Smart Home Arena, Utah. They're all pretty bad. What's the worst arena name?
It's either, I mean, I think Smoothie King's immediately out. At least there's some fun factor to that.
Yeah?
I like Talking Stick because that's just fun Native American.
It's at least a resort. Vivint Smart. What's
the one in Sacramento? Isn't that? I don't follow the NBA.
Oh, yeah. Let me go through. I have a list of all the current NBA. By the way, they're all corporate.
Except Madison Square Garden.
But in all fairness,
you're right. Except Madison Square Garden. In all fairness, what?
If Preparation H wanted to sponsor this show and threw money at you guys, you would do it in a heartbeat too.
Yeah, I'm also not an NBA franchise, and I agree. We would.
But no, I've already said everyone has their price.
I've already said this.
Except Madison Square Garden. They don't have their price.
Yeah, I've already said this. I'm ready to sell out in a fucking set.
God,
in a
I
second.
want to go there for a Big East tournament.
You haven't been?
I've never been to.
That's
Madison
crazy.
Square.
Sacramento is.
I usually go to the NCAA tournament though,
but
so
no,
it's hard to do
honestly,
back to back.
I've been to both. Big East. I mean, it's not the old Big East, obviously, and I haven't been since the new Big East. And I know that you're still a Big East fan, but I have gone to Ray Allen, UConn versus Kerry Kittle's Villanova, and it was more exciting than any March Madness game I've been to.
Really, I'll definitely have to do it over the years, but I kind of get sensitive to that. Like, I get it's not Syracuse, UConn, and Georgetown. Yeah. Like those rivalries. I mean, nothing can top that in the 80s and 90s. That's when college basketball was basically born almost. But I have a little bit of a gripe with the ESPN saying, like, there is no Big East anymore. I'm like,
because they don't have the contract.
I know. Of course they're going to do that. But there's been some good, especially in the last couple of years. It's been up to par. It's been good basketball.
It's been great. So. Well, Villanova's won. Look,
yeah, exactly. Villanova's
they're
great.
the Big East. Here's a bad one. Like you said, Sacramento is the Golden One Center.
That's Golden Shower Center? What?
That's pretty bad.
Isn't that a fucking Eddie Murphy movie? The Golden one?
Golden Boy?
Golden Child.
Golden Child. Little Caesars Arena, Detroit.
At least that's, again.
That's a piece.
At least there's some,
Did it start in Detroit?
Kitschiness to it.
Yeah, Little Caesars start. I haven't had Little Caesars in the longest time. Talk about giving you some fucking mud butt and diarrhea.
I've had Little Caesars 3 times in my life.
Yeah, and once again, I know we've told the story. Me and Guy on Couch introduced you.
Yeah, because when I was a kid, it's the same thing with Sonic. Like, when I was a kid, I see the commercials, like pizza. There wasn't a fucking Little Caesars within 100 miles of my house. Like, I'd never once had Little Caesars, ever. I was like, I want this pizza shit. The Sonic, those fucking guys doing fucking improv in the car. I'm like, man, those ices seem good. There's not a Sonic anywhere near me either. Now there is probably.
Where would be a Sonic near us?
I have no idea. I think that's Midwest shit, man. You drive up, fucking people on roller skates and shit.
I've never seen one.
You don't have a Sonic in Cincinnati?
Not that I'm aware
There's
of.
the fucking Sonic in Cincinnati.
The first time I went to a Sonic, I was in Kansas City.
Yeah, it's definitely some fat Midwest person shit.
Just fucking.
What were the
attacking Cutter basically?
Cutter's not fat. I'm not attacking Cutter.
Guy's still in the Midwest.
What were the pizza wars in the 90s? Like Little Caesars had its foot long, Domino's had its Dominator.
Oh, you're right. That was a big deal.
I think that's what did it in the Midwest.
That was a big dude. Growing up in the Midwest, that was a big deal.
Copious amounts of pizza.
Yeah, they had beefs pizza. Wait, Pizza Hut had what?
I don't remember.
The Bigfoot or some shit.
That
Domino's definitely hit the Dominator.
It was the Gluttony Bowl across the board. But
yeah, it was just because it's not like, where we grew up, that's what you do. Even though Cincinnati locally, La Rosa's is really good. That's a little chain, but it's really I think you'd like it. La Rosa's it's the best chain in Cincinnati for pizza.
Yeah, but it's more about the calzones and meatball sandwiches. I don't think their pizza's that great.
Really?
Yeah, I always get a calzone.
I went there with Jared Lorenzen. My homeboy went to town.
That's good. It's better than your average chain pizza.
Really I don't think he has a really high bar.
Dude, he's losing the weight now.
Yeah.
And his team's playing good. Me and Cutter, real quick plug for next week. Look at next week's SEC. I want to talk about that real quick.
Let's do it.
Bama they opened it 14.5-point favorite on the road at number 4 LSU. It's the largest spread ever in LSU history as a home team.
Wow.
14.5.
That's crazy considering that they haven't been
they had some
great
years
the last couple of years.
But 14.5?
Yeah.
Put all your money on LSU to cover that right now. If you can get it at 14.5, mark my words. They will keep that. Their defense is fucking good.
Do you have the spread on the Georgia-Kentucky game? Because that's the SEC East. I mean, obviously, whoever wins the West.
Did we settle on a worst NBA arena? What's Indiana, by the way, these days? I always hated they call it Market Square Arena. I was like, what is this, some sort of Madison Square Garden?
It's
Bankers Life.
Bankers Life Fieldhouse.
I've been there. I actually like that arena.
Bankers Life Fieldhouse. It's pretty bad.
Is it pretty bad? Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Bankers Life? What's that? Working as a teller all day? Going out and getting a hand job from the fucking Puerto Rican girl that works the fucking booth next to you? What's a Banker's Life?
Georgia's a 10-point favorite. Where's that game at?
It's at Kentucky. I know that much.
Ooh, big game. Yeah, big games to look forward to next week. Anyway, that's the show. Guys, I think we're going to try to do a clean show coming up. Maybe we'll do it next episode. $100 into the Thust Fund. No swearing, no sex talk, no fucking I can't say that. I can't even promote it without saying fucking.
I really do think that there needs to be, like, I think you're right.
Challenge.
Some sort of challenge. I'll just set Ruther off really quickly. Take that, really.
No, you have to bait the hook. You have to escalate.
Good luck, bro, because I'm scheduled to do another fucking. God damn it.
Yeah, where's the line on what's a customer? Is it God damn it? Like, is this guy religious or
you can't say God damn it. I'm gonna do a float lab this week. I showed Cutter where the float lab is, by the way.
Oh, I meant to get you a gift card for letting me stay here, but I kind of forgot.
It's all right, Cutter. Your friendship is all I need. That is the ultimate gift. See, I'm relaxed now.
It is a lot.
Prano, you got a great show next Sunday at the Comedy Store.
I do.
Eddie Ift, get your ass out.
Yes, if you're in LA, you're around LA. I promoted it the last couple of weeks, but it's next Sunday, so we won't be doing our podcast next Sunday night. It'll have to be Monday morning. It's for the Save the Waves Coalition. It's Comedy Wipeout, all surfing comedians. Me, Eddie, Chad Goes Deep, Monty Franklin, Andrew Norelli, and Moshe Kasher, who apparently surfs. I did not know that. So yeah, come out to that. It's gonna be a great show. I mean, it's pretty goddamn good lineup in the main room, which is the big room, and all the money goes to charity unless Eddie steals it and fixes his bus.
Yeah, and if I'm gonna put this out to Fat Jason Kidd, I think Prano will be in the Bay again.
That's right.
And if you want to watch Prano watch football,
yeah. Friday, November 9th, I'm at the Setup, which is in the Tenderloin in San Francisco. Saturday, Oakland at Laugh City. Sunday, Santa Cruz at the Crow's Nest. Monday, I may or may not be attending Giants at Niners. Let's be honest, no one wants to watch that fucking monkey shit fest, but I'll be there, so maybe. And then Tuesday at the Throckmorton Theater, which I believe is in Marin County, and it's supposed to be a fantastic show. So if you're in the Bay Area, you really can't miss a show. I'm in fucking Oakland, San Fran, Marin, and Santa Cruz. So pretty much cover the entire Bay.
Yeah, and we're going to be doing some more live live streaming of NFL games, NBA games, whatever you guys name it. So subscribe to us on YouTube. That way you get the alert. Let's say Joe, because I know how Joe might just text me like, Ruther, LeBron's on tonight. He's playing the fucking Rockets.
Yeah.
I forgot about it. I'm coming over. We're going live. So subscribe to us on YouTube. That way you get the alert. And more koozies will be sent out tomorrow. Thanks for everybody who has sent me a screenshot of using our promo code or leaving an iTunes review.
Just since you brought them up, and to tie it all off of the bow, since you brought up the Rockets are suddenly bad now? How'd that happen? Oh,
save that
Carmelo Anthony.
But I will be performing 4 shows at Madison Square. Just kidding, guys.
Follow Market Square.
Follow me, Chad C49 on Twitter. Always like hearing from the Dirtballs. Thanks for having me, guys.
He's
headlining Bankers Life Arena.
Well, the shows are all sold out as of now, so get on SeatGeek.
Well, we did learn today that via FaceTime that Cutter's adorable 2-year-old son is the #1 Andy Ruther fan. And
he didn't like your hair, though.
He didn't?
No.
What did he say?
He said, put it back.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Damn.
Tough crowd.
You're literally scaring children.
Well, so much for me getting laid anytime
Uncle
soon.
Andy going to curb me now?
It's funny. It's Andy Roofer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. All right, guys, that's the show. Follow Joe at Fix Your Life on Twitter, at Joe Prano on Instagram, me at Andy Ruther on Twitter, my boy Cutter here at Chad C49. All of our stuff is at The Dirty Sports, and that is it. Thanks for listening, and most importantly, don't forget, condoms are for pussies.